The rain hammered down relentlessly, dark clouds swallowing the city like a curtain closing off the sky. Winds whipped through the streets, rattling windows and tossing debris. Then it came. The sound, a low, bone-shaking boom from the direction of the sea. The ground itself seemed to tremble, reverberating with a force unlike anything they'd ever felt. People froze, their panic-stricken gazes turning toward the distant shoreline. Something was coming. A roar of waves silenced the city as the ocean surged forward, breaking its border. From the frothing depths rose an enormous dark form, alive and unstoppable. A whale. Not just any whale, though. This one was unimaginably large, its very presence eclipsing the chaos of the storm. Its massive body broke through the ocean's surface, water rolling off its slick skin like waterfalls. The creature's movements carried it closer to the land, each thrust of its tail sending walls of water rushing ahead. At first, no one believed what they were seeing, but when the ground-shaking impacts of the incoming tide echoed louder, disbelief turned to hysteria. The whale surged onto the harbor, its enormous bulk causing waves to flood into the streets. Boats capsized like toys in its wake. The city was no longer just a victim of the storm, it was a battlefield where nature collided with civilization. The whale, distressed and disoriented, dragged its immense weight along the streets, its fins brushing against buildings. Towering glass windows shattered, storefronts were crushed, and cars were swept into the flooding currents. But amid the destruction, something else became clear. It wasn't attacking. The whale wasn't an enemy. It was lost, trapped, and in pain. Out of the chaos, a group of volunteer rescuers emerged, their faces determined despite the odds stacked against them. Marine biologists, coast guards, fishermen, and even ordinary citizens, all united by the sheer will to save the great creature. They scrambled to assemble tools and equipment, shouting above the raging winds as they devised a plan. Entering the water with small boats and ropes, they risked their lives to approach the panicked giant. The current threatened to overturn them, but they pressed on, one boat at a time, weaving around the whale's thrashing fins. Hours passed. Hearts raced, but through sheer teamwork, they finally succeeded. Using guiding poles and boats as makeshift escorts, they directed the whale back through the rising tide and out toward deeper water. And as they did, the symphony of chaos began to fade. The waves receded, the winds softened. When the whale's tail breached the ocean's surface one final time, a collective breath of relief swept through the city. On the horizon, the first rays of sunlight pierced the storm clouds. The great creature swam freely once more towards the vast serenity of open waters. The city stood still. The devastation was undeniable, but so was the awe. The whale had been a harbinger of chaos, yes, but also a symbol of resilience. It reminded the people of the fragility of their world and their power to come together to mend it. For days to come, whispers of its presence lingered in every corner of the city, a story of terror transformed into triumph. And as the people rebuilt their homes and lives, they carried with them the image of the whale's great form disappearing into the horizon, with the sunrise cresting behind it, a reminder of hope, unity, and the beauty of second chances. A reminder of hope, unity, and the beauty of second chances.